welcome to Robinznest. Today is September 5th. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning, and you are joining me for episode 11 of Robinznest Knits. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new, welcome. It's good to have you here today. If you're a returning listener, welcome to you too, and thank you so much for coming back. So I'm in my craft studio this morning. I've just finished up a couple of bags that I had to get in the mail today. And I thought this would be a good time to do a podcast as we are getting ready to leave in a couple hours. We're going to head up to the mountains where our daughter and son-in-law live with our 3 grandkids. And we're going to be babysitting them this weekend. Their mom and dad are going over to Oregon to the Oregon-Boise State football game. And so we get to stay with the kids. So we're excited about that. But I thought I would squeeze in a podcast since it's been a little while. I'm enjoying my coffee this morning in my mug that says, "See the beauty in everything." And it has a little bird on there. So I thought that was kind of appropriate. So anyway, I don't have a lot of finished objects this time. I've been knitting, but mostly I've been sewing bags for my Robinznest Knits Etsy shop, which I'll share a little bit with you later. But what I have finished is these Freckled Whimsey socks. There you go. And this is the Peppermint Cocoa by the Fire colorway. And they worked out really nice. So it's just a vanilla sock pattern. I think I did these on 32-inch circs, 1.5 size 1.5. And they turned out nice. So they're going to go into my Christmas box of socks, which I have to admit is not very full. There's just a few pair in there, so I really need to get cracking if I'm gonna have that box be of any sizable value at all. So I finished that, and then I also finished a pair of socks that I don't have with me because I've already gifted them. They were a pair of socks for my granddaughter Wren. She chose the yarn. It was the Beach Bums yarn, and the colorway was the Keys Please, and I'll put a picture of them in here. She really liked them. She chose the yarn. It was a very bright, vibrant pink, which is just kind of her. And so I finished those last week and gave them to her, and she was just thrilled. So now her brother has ordered a pair of socks, and he wants, I thought this was interesting, he wants red and green. He wants one red sock and one green sock. I guess for Christmas. So I have the yarn picked out for that. Let's see, I might have it here. I do. I have this in a bag by Tea Cake Makes. So I have Mandis, let me put my glasses on, Mandis Makings yarn, and she does what she calls share a pair. So you get 2 sets like this. This is called Christmas Traditions, the colorway. And I originally got it to go into my Christmas blanket, but I think Jack will really appreciate socks in this colorway. So I'm going to be winding up that yarn and working on that this weekend while I'm up there babysitting. So that's, those were my 2 finished objects this time. That completed 7 pairs of socks for Summer Sock Camp, which is a make-along hosted by the Crazy Sock Lady. It started June 1st, it ended August 31st. And at first I was kind of disappointed when I see so many other people doing 20, 30 pairs of socks in that little bit of time. And I only did 7 pair. But I stopped and realized I don't think I've ever done 7 pairs of socks in a 3-month period. So for me, that was really good. So I'm kind of proud of myself, and next year I'll strive to do a few more. So on the needles, well, I mentioned about my Christmas blanket. I keep this in a bag that I made. I tend to be a little self-serving about my bags because I make so many bags. I don't really buy very many bags. I made this a few years ago. If you like this print, I have a Christmas collaboration coming. I'll talk more about that in another podcast, but it's not this exact print, but it's very similar, one of the bags that will be in that. And so if you like this one, keep your eyes peeled for that. But I'm keeping my Coziest Memories Christmas blanket in here. And I am almost done, let me get this the right way, with the third row. I'm on the second to the last. So last time I shared this, I had 2 rows done. So since then, I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 squares, and I need to do 6 to complete the row. But isn't that just so fun? I just love it. So I've kind of revised the pattern a little bit. I do 60, I cast on 60 stitches per square, so it makes a bigger square. Each square takes about 20 grams of fingering weight yarn held double. So, and I'm trying to stay with just red, green, and cream colored yarns. I do have some striped and I have some speckled in there. But I love this blanket so much. At first I thought I could just keep going on it and have it ready for Christmas this year, which is probably very unrealistic. But as the weather, if it ever cools off, we've had, I think, the hottest winter we've ever had, or summer we've ever had. If it ever cools off, I'm going to start working on this again in the evenings. So I have that on the needles. And then I also started my, and this is one of my fall bags. This was a prototype. I didn't like the way it turned out, so I just kept it for me. I revised the design a little bit for the ones I think there's maybe one of these left in my shop. I just changed the pattern a little bit. So I kept the prototype for myself. And in here, I am storing all these pretty fall colors. They're just kind of scraps that I've had. And then one of them is homespun. I spun this, and I talked about this last time. But this shawl I got started, and it is meeting all my fall knitting dreams. It has been a really fun knit. It's not hard, but you have to pay attention. It's very potato chippy because it does these sections, and so you just want to do one more. And I'm going to have this homespun be the main, if there's a main color, all the increased sections are going to be in this color, so it'll be throughout. But isn't that pretty? So this is a pattern I found on Ravelry by Mary Pranica, Pranica. I will link to that and all the patterns I talk about today below. Really have been enjoying that. Another whip I have is I did a test knit for Leah Gibson, and I love this so much. This is the Where You Lead socks, and I just used some minis in my stash. Last time I told you about how I don't like stranded knitting. I just don't like it at all. Well, this is a great solution if you like the stranded knitting look. This has that look, but it's not stranded knitting. And it's really a fun pattern. The problem is that there's going to be a lot of ends to weave in. Unless you just did 2 colors or something, that would be the issue. But I got one sock done for her test knit. The pattern is now available on Ravelry, Where You Lead, and it's a a Gilmore Girl reference. And she's also got a make-along, Knit People Knit, where you're supposed to knit a either a Gilmore Girl inspired pattern or a Gilmore Girl yarn. And so this would qualify for that. I have this in my Happy Camper bag, which I believe I'm sold out of those. So I won't talk too much about that. Okay, and then my last project I have on the needles, it's actually on the hook. I'm doing these little pumpkins. I think these are the sweetest little things. They're crocheted, but they have a knit look to them. I mean, that looks like a stockinette stitch going down, but it's all crocheted. They're really quick, and I'm working on a teal one right now. This is my favorite fall color combination, this rust orange and the teal. So I wanted to do a couple of teal pumpkins to go with these. I did these a couple years ago. If you do a bigger yarn, I think this one's a bulky or an Aran weight yarn. This one's worsted weight. You get different sizes that come out. The pattern is a free pattern. It's on Ravelry. It's called the Little Rustic Pumpkins. But I will tell you, the pattern is one of those that's full of ads and things. But she also provides a link to a YouTube video where she goes through showing how to make it. And while she's telling you, the printed pattern shows up on the screen, and it's really, really good and easy to follow. So I would highly recommend looking for the YouTube video, and I'll link to it below if you want to make these little pumpkins. But these are the favorite little pumpkin pattern I've seen, and I just love it. I think they're just so fun. And if you love fall like I do, then it's a great fall decoration, which I haven't done my fall decorating yet. I just haven't had the time, but I'm going to soon. Okay, so let's see. I think I'll talk about my shop a little bit. This is one of the fall bags. I did a fall bag collection drop last weekend. It was so successful. If you went and looked or bought one of my bags, thank you so much. I think this is my favorite one. Like I said, I love that orange and teal color. I did this in a sock size and a sweater size, and I think, let me look really quick. I think there's one sweater size left, and there's a couple of the sock size left. So if you are interested, go take a look. And one thing I've started doing on my bags, my sock bags, is I've been putting a little lobster clasp on the outside of the bag rather than the inside of the bag. Because I use my bags and I kind of decide what I like and what features work best for me. I really like this feature because I don't have to dig around in my bag looking for stitch markers. I just keep some on this little clasp, and I include those with all the bags I sell. I do a beginning of round marker and 2 side decrease markers. So depending on what kind of needles you use to knit your bags, it's so helpful to me to just have them right there at my fingertips. I don't have to go searching around for them. They're so tiny, they're hard to find sometimes. So that's just one of the design features I've started doing on my sock bags that I think I'll be doing from now on as I make my bags. And this is a drawstring bag, so it cinches up nice. And yeah, so that has been, these fall bags have been keeping me so busy. I've been working a lot on those. I also, in my Etsy shop, Robinznest Knits, Mama Jess Knits and I did a Halloween collaboration. So we did 2 different selections. So this was the Whimsical Witches bag that I made, and then she dyed the yarn to match. She does not have the yarn available right now as a pre-order. I'm not sure if she will in the future. You could check her shop to find out. But I got that yarn in the little Whimsical Witches bag. I do have some of these available in my shop as well in the sock size. And again, I have the little, I don't have the stitch markers on there, but that is where I keep my stitch markers now. And I really enjoy that. And then the second offering in the collaboration was the Harvest Haunts. And I really liked this one a lot too. So this one it reminded me of the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. I liked the houses on here. And again, I have my little stitch markers. Oh, and on this one, on both of these, I also included a Progress Keeper, a black cat, Progress Keeper. And then Mama Jess Knits dyed the yarn, and I absolutely loved, she pulled out the Weathered Gray, which is really subtle in the bag, but it's there. And so the yarn just goes with it perfectly. I just loved it. And then she had a sock mini Copper Penny. She does have Copper Penny available in her shop. It's gorgeous. It's just a real orangey brown. Perfect for this fall season. So again, I have a few of these. I think, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these left in my shop. And so you're welcome to go take a look at that. And then I also did a sock size bag, which, see if I can grab it here. I loved these. Look at that fabric. I just loved these colors. It's a nice roomy bag. This one has a zipper with a nice tassel. This is my last bag. These sold out really quickly. I have this one left. And it's in my shop right now. So if you want it, you better go grab it because I don't think it'll be there for long. Okay, so that is what I've been doing in my shop the last couple of weeks, and has taken all my knitting time. But it's fun. I enjoy it so much. Acquisitions. I do have some acquisitions to share with you. I got my Yarnable this month. This month they had, grab the card it comes with. Okay. It says, did you know apples are a member of the rose family? That's right. They are related to roses along with pears and plums. And they always include a little scratch off to get a percentage off if you want to order more of the yarn that they sent you. And then in their extras this time, they sent this thing of apple clips, bag clips. So those are always handy to have in the kitchen. They sent, I haven't tried this, I'm anxious to. It's an apple cinnamon mug muffin that you just make in a mug. It's dairy-free, gluten-free, and it only has 4 grams of sugar per bag. So each muffin has 4 grams of sugar. So that's pretty good. It looks like it might be very tasty. And then they sent this Swede dishcloth, and I think when you get it wet, maybe it grows and softens. 1 cloth can replace up to 17 rolls of paper towels. You can clean it in the dishwasher. It dries quickly, so you can just reuse it. It's a reusable dishcloth. which is really interesting. I have never tried one of those, so I'll have to give that a try. So those were all the little extras, and then their yarn this month. Ooh, it's so pretty. This is called Appley Ever After. Look at that. It's got like the apple seeds speckled in there. Oh, it's so pretty. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I haven't decided, but I just think it's so pretty. So that was my Yarnable this month. So that was fun. Another acquisition I had was from Woolen Women Fibers. Someone shared this yarn online, and I just thought it was so beautiful. So this one's called Desert Stargazer. This one is Desert Sunset. I thought they were so pretty, and I'm thinking of combining them, striping them in a cardigan situation. I haven't decided yet. I'm still thinking that through. But this is the first time I've ever got yarn from Woolen Women Fibers, and it's really nice. This is their 75-25 blend, merino nylon, 463 yards and 100 grams. So it's really nice yarn. So I'm anxious to decide what I'm going to do with that. And then my last acquisition that I had been wanting to share, I am so excited about. So this is the Winter Woodland Ornament Collection. This was offered about, it was sometime in the early summer, late spring. Susan B. Anderson and their family's company, Barrett Wool, do a lot of kits, and I've always been a huge fan of Susan B. Anderson's patterns and toys, and I've done many of them. They offered this Winter Woodland Ornament Collection, and I almost didn't get it. I just thought, oh, it's a lot of money, I don't know, but I did. I went ahead and got it. I'm so glad I did. It arrived in this beautiful big box. Their presentation is crazy, but each color yarn is in a little compartment. Isn't that sweet? All the colors you need to make all those ornaments. And then there were extras, and I didn't even know there was going to be extras. They sent string to hang the ornaments with. They sent all the little eyes, plastic eyes that you would need, the little black, it's like crochet thread for facial features. Then they sent this sweetest little stitch marker, a little acorn. I'm going to take that out and use it because I love that. And a pair of snips. They're little squirrels. Is that not the cutest thing ever? I think I'm going to leave these out here and use them in my sewing room. I need a new sharp pair out here. So anyway, I'm really anxious to get these started, but first I'm going to finish some of my fall things I have going. But that's the Winter Woodland Ornament Collection. I don't think you can get it anymore. I think it was a pre-order. And like I said, I wasn't going to do it, but I'm really glad I did. Okay, well, I think that is all I have to share with you. Hopefully my bags are kind of caught up. I'm not going to do any other fall bags. I'm kind of turning my thoughts towards Christmas. I have a fun collaboration coming with someone that I'll share more about in a future podcast. But I think you're gonna love it. I'm so excited about it. I have searched and searched and searched and found the perfect fabrics that go together, and it's just gonna be fun. So I think that's it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful first weekend in September. So glad that September is here. The summer was so hot. I'm so ready for cooler temperatures. We haven't gotten them yet. It's still, it's in the upper 90s. And here in Idaho, we've had terrible, terrible fires, forest fires. Our air has been so smoky and hard to breathe, and people have been struggling. It's just going to be good to get some fall rains and cooler weather and get rid of all that. But anyhow, I hope that your week is going well. You can contact me by email, robinznest.knits@gmail.com. My Etsy shop is robinznestknits.etsy.com. And my YouTube channel, you've obviously found, it's Robinznest Knits. And thanks for coming by my nest today. I really appreciated it. I'm going to share with you what you saw in the intro with some of our garden produce. We've had a terrific garden this year. Our grapes are doing wonderfully. I've started making tomato sauce and tomato paste with our tomatoes. It's just been fun, and that's what I see myself doing next week, is just spending time in the garden and the kitchen getting my produce put up. So I'd like to close today by sharing a scripture with you from Psalm 85 verse 12, and it says, "The Lord will indeed give what is good, and our land will yield its harvest." And that is the truth. So thank you.